Thank you, thank you. Tonight on our show, we will be talking to Brian Robeson, who survived 54 days in the wilderness after crashing in a plane in a lake in the northern wilderness of Canada. And here's Brian. Great to have you here, Brian. So, Brian, after being in the Canadian wilderness for 54 days straight, how has the experience changed you? I'm gaining back some weight, and I think more clearly about decisions now. I don't take things for granted anymore. Now, when I go to the store, I appreciate how easy it is to get food. That's fascinating. So, Brian, what foods did you eat to survive out in the wilderness? The first food I found were berries, but they made me sick because they weren't ripe. So I later found out that the blackberries were better to eat because they were more ripe. I also learned how to catch fish with a spear. And the turtle eggs gave me the energy I needed to survive. I also used my bow and spear to hunt birds and rabbits. So Brian, to wrap it up, what was your most memorable moment of this adventure? Well, there was the moose attack, and then there was the tornado, and of course the plane crash. But I'd have to say my most memorable moment was probably my first fire. The hatchet saved my life. I used it to make fire. Without fire, I would have been frozen or eaten alive by mosquitoes. Besides my hatchet, fire was my best friend in the wilderness. So Brian, this is an amazing story. How did it all end? How were you rescued? The tornado ended up being a good thing for me because it pulled the plane out of the water, which helped me to go get the safety kit that was inside the plane. And when I opened the safety kit, I ended up finding a transmitter and a bunch of food. The transmitter had a button on it, and I pressed it, expected a sound, but nothing happened, so I thought it didn't work. In the distance, I heard a strange sound, a wonderful sound, a plane. Next thing I knew, the plane landed and I was saved. Brian, it's been an incredible time having you on my show. Thank you. During the break, we will be giving away 10 Hatchet novels, written by Gary Paulson about Brian's adventure. After the break, we'll be meeting up with Canucks All-Star goalie Roberto Luongo about his great season so far. Stay tuned. It's changed you at all? Great. How has the experience changed you? Oh, what was I supposed to say? So Brian, this is an amazing story. How did it all end? Thank you. Today we were talking to Brian Robeson, who survived 54 days in the wilderness. How were you rescued? No, not how were you. This is so confident. Thank you, thank you. Tonight on our show we will be talking to Brian Robeson, who survived 54 days in the wilderness of Canada. What do I say after that? Well, the first food... Oh, man. During the break, we will be giving away 10 The first 10 callers will receive a book. So, Brian, to wrap it up, what do you say... To wrap it up, what will you remember most to wrap it up? And here's Brian! That's fascinating. That's fascinating. So, Brian, what kind of foods did you eat to survive? That's fascinating. So, Brian...
See, it's not easier.
Don't smile.